This is a special presentation from News Channel Nebraska. This broadcast is presented by Currency. For more details, visit gocurrency.com. By Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. By Ashley Furniture. Visit your local Ashley store or ashley.com. And by Tom Dinsdale Automotive. Find us on the web at dinsdaleauto.com.
And welcome to Kearney, Nebraska. Friday Night Lights on News Channel Nebraska, the site of a top 10 Class A matchup as undefeated number 3 Kearney hosts number 7 Bellevue West. Glad that you are with us. We are underway here at Ron and Carol Cope Stadium as the Thunderbirds receive. And Andy, we are excited for this matchup, brought to you by Nebraska Public Power District, always there when you need us. What can we expect to see here this evening?
Oh, you better believe it, Brandon. Head coach Mike Huffman won the toss, decided to get his best unit, his offense, out on the field and make a statement on the road. They're in a little bit of a lull right now, sitting at 2-2, but they've also faced some really good competition, have the Thunderbirds.
You look at their losses, Omaha North and Omaha West Side, 2 top 10 teams in Class A's News Channel Nebraska rankings. Those are solid opponents, as on first down, the handoff goes to CJ Goff, the Thunderbirds' leading rusher. Not much there.
Yeah, and that's trying to pierce through one of the best defensive lines in the state. The Kearney Bearcats, it all starts up front for their offensive and defensive units. And right here, you're looking at a top 5 defensive line, and they're so versatile, Brandon. They run a 3-man, a 4-man, even a 5-man front.
Second down and 10 here for Bellevue West. Ball on their own 20. Kalen gets it out quickly. His first completion of the day goes to Jermaine Green. Ball is out. Bearcats say they have it. And they do.
Oh my goodness.
An early turnover forced by Kearney, and they have great field position.
And that's been the talk of the town, and how Bellevue West is dealing with the injury bug, especially out on the perimeter there. A couple of wide receivers not suited up, 3 4-star recruits. And that's given guys like Jermaine Green an opportunity. Nice catch, was fighting for extra yardage, but lost the handle, put the ball on the turf. Oh boy, their defense is in a hole now.
Less than a minute into this one, and the Bearcats get the first turnover of the game. Kearney sitting at 3-0. Victories over number 9 Lincoln East, 41-21 to start the season. And then a victory on the road, 41-7 at Fremont, and most recently taking down the Lincoln North Star Gators, 35-7. So they have been winning, Andy, and winning impressively.
Yeah, 41 points last week. 35-7 victory over North Star, and their offense is spinning like a top, Brandon. They didn't even punt the ball last week versus North Star.
We mentioned Bellevue West, 2 loss to North and West Side. They do have victories over Prep and Omaha Burke. Now you have the option run by Kearney, and nifty move there by Eli Randolph, who is Kearney's leading rusher. Picks up 3 on the carry.
I mean, that should have been a tackle for loss or, one of those negative plays for the Bearcats, but they have talent just scattered across the field. There you saw Randolph, the leading rusher, like you said, make a real nifty move, moving east to west, then get north and south in a hurry.
Brings up 2nd and long. Griffin Novacek, the dual threat quarterback for the Bearcats. He's completing passes at a very high clip. Gets it there to Randolph for a short pickup.
Yeah, last week he completed 80% of his passes, Brandon. Went 8 for 10 for 111 yards through the air.
Absolutely beautiful evening here in Kearney. 70 degrees at kickoff. I don't know what else you could want here mid-September. Friday Night Lights in Nebraska. You have a Metro perennial powerhouse in Bellevue West coming on the road to take on one of Central Nebraska's best in number 3 Kearney.
Boy, and does head coach Brandon Kuhl really got the ball rolling this year with his Bearcats.
Novacek steps up and is hit and taken down. Not much there. Chris Lawson gobbles him up. It'll bring up 4th down.
Impressive Three-play stand there for this Bellevue West defense. Getting kind of pinned back here in the red zone, but a penalty helped them out here, but they still forcing the kicking unit out to the field here, standing tall on those initial 3 downs.
Our pregame coverage here tonight is brought to you by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple always. Here's a 40-yard field goal attempt. Splits the uprights, and Kearney's on the board. That's Jake Krotzel.
Could have been much worse. If you're a Bellevue West fan, you'll take that. But you are looking at, 3 points just kind of gifted to you if you're Kearney. So the fans come to the feet, round of applause. Early on, take a 3-0 lead.
Stay with us. Early on in the first, Bearcats strike first on News Channel Nebraska.
Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Welcome back. Our pregame coverage of this broadcast tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Custom Sports. Look great for every game with Custom Sports or business apparel from Custom Sports. Check them out at customsports.com. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen with you. Kearney taking advantage of an early turnover by Bellevue West. We'll see what they can do this time. There is a lot of room on the return here for Keith. Keith is tackled across the 40, and the Thunderbirds will have very good field position.
Caprice Keith, it was a return left the whole way. Had to cover a lot of ground to get there, but picked up that block on the edge and got upfield. Nice starting position here for this Thunderbird offense.
So ball officially on the 41 to start this drive. Trips to the near side for Bell West. And Kalen hands this one off to Kenny Bryant, who's tackled near the 50. Now, Andy, you mentioned the injuries. Coming into this season, Bellevue West, 3 Husker commits. Of course, the quarterback, Daniel Kalen, and then 2 receivers in Isaiah McMorris and Davon Hall. Hall injured last week, out for the season. McMorris has been banged up all year and is not playing tonight. So you still have 1 Husker, future Husker on the field, but that has really, obviously, messed up how Bellevue West has been able to function thus far.
Yeah, it's throwing a lot of guys in the fire here early that weren't expecting so many varsity minutes this early in their career with that type of talent in front of them. But it's a next man up mentality for head coach Michael Huffman, and you saw some of the woes, the growing pains kind of rear its head there with Green with that fumble after his first reception of the game on that initial possession for the T-Birds.
This first quarter is brought to you by John Henry's, our family serving yours. John Henry's. 3rd and short after the completion to Will Anderson. Anderson now motions across, and Kalen will keep it himself, and he may have gotten just enough.
He's right at the sticks. I'm looking at the line judge. If he's short, he's not short by much. And, a lot of folks that, only watch the highlight packages or hear about the Thunderbirds, you think, wow, this is a high-flying offense. They just toss the ball all the way around. No, it's a well-balanced offense. They're 50% run, 50% pass. So that's not a surprise that Daniel Kalen, the quarterback, who does have a cannon for an arm, picks up the 3rd down conversion there with his legs.
Schilke making the tackle for the Bearcats, but not before a first down. Bellevue West drive continues. And there's a handoff up across midfield and tackled near the 40. That's C.J. Goff with a nice gain.
I believe that was Schilke chasing him down from the D-line. That's quite an athletic play from a defensive lineman after really nice gain on first down. Once again, on the ground for the T-Birds.
3-0 your score on the Currency scoreboard. Does your business need help financing big ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. 2nd down and 2 as we are about midway through the opening quarter of this top 10 matchup in Class A on News Channel Nebraska. And you talked about the growing pains, Andy. There's just the quarterback and receiver not being on the same page.
Yeah, it looked like, Kalen was definitely thinking Will Anderson out the top of your screen was going to break off his route and work back towards the sideline. That didn't happen. Lucky enough for Bellevue West, the defense cornerback didn't catch that early enough. Otherwise, he might have been going the other way with that pass.
3rd down and 2 upcoming for Bellevue West. And timeouts taken by Coach Huffman.
That's a really good timeout because there's some confusion with the receivers and the quarterback once again. Danny Kalen trying to bark out orders and get it across the field. And, you play a spread offense, Brandon. You got guys from sideline to sideline. That really puts a lot of pressure on the defense, but it also makes your offense, kind of stuck to it to where everybody better know their assignment, especially if we're going to play a hurry-up style as Bellevue West does. Everyone's got to be on the same page because they don't always huddle up, and you're lined up so far apart from each other. You got to have that communication down.
6:24 remaining in the opening quarter here at Ron and Carol Cope Stadium in Kearney, Nebraska. Campus of UNK, Andy, it works out perfectly where we get to cover this great game tonight against these two foes.
Yes.
We don't even have to pack up. We're staying here, leaving all the cables out, and UNK will be kicking off at noon, and we'll be bringing you that action tomorrow as well when they host Southern Missouri.
I'll just stay right here in the press box, order out some pizza. We got it made.
And I should say Missouri Southern. So that game is a 12 o'clock kickoff.
Ooh.
And that is a stick by Abel Molina in the open field. Nowhere to go for Adrian Wilson.
Oh, Molina read that like a book, knew that they're probably going to play a short passing game there. Quick to read, quick to react was Molina on the edge, bringing up 4th down. And I believe the offense is staying on the field here, the Thunderbirds.
4th down and 3. See if they may be trying to draw the Bearcats offside with a hard count. 5 on the clock here. And it is deflected by Schilke, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Fantastic instincts by Schilke there, dropping into coverage and getting his hands up, not even giving that pass a chance to be completed for that 1st down conversion.
So the Bearcats forcing a fumble, getting it inside their own 30 to start the game. Ended up with 3 points. We'll see what they can do here, starting on their own 42.
I think they're going to start with another penalty here. Too many guys in the huddle. That's 2 penalties, early on the possession here that has really been making things hard, difficult here for this Bearcat offense.
So Novacek will keep it here, picks up about 2.
So gets about half of that penalty yardage back on 1st down, but they're still behind the sticks here come 2nd down. Obvious passing situation. Let's see if head coach Huffman for Bellevue West tries to dial up maybe some type of a blitz.
Novacek is the 2nd leading rusher on this team. Coach Cool loves what he can do with his legs, but also has the arm to keep defenses honest. We hit on his accuracy as a thrower thus far. This time he pitches it to Molina, and Molina gets across the 45. It'll make it 3rd and manageable.
These running backs, stable of running backs for Kearney, they do such a good job of making that first guy miss. That was another run that wouldn't have gone anywhere had Molina not been able to make that little wiggle move there behind the line and get in front, bringing up a very third and manageable here.
Molina and Randolph is that 1-2 punch in the rushing game. Novacek not far behind, but each of them have eclipsed the 200-yard mark. Randolph averaging 10 yards a carry. Molina 14. As that pass sails just past the hands of Xander Ruling. Brings up 4th down.
I think this is where head coach Brandon Kuhl wants to bring in his punting unit. I think that's what we're seeing out there. Early in the game, you have a lead. Why roll the dice here? I completely agree with the coaching staff of the Bearcats here. Now watch, this is a fake, and they'll get it, and I'll say I completely agree with the call.
You just appreciate good coaching.
That's right.
Now here they punt it away. It goes out near the 25. So Bellevue West defense doing a nice job to get the ball back. 3-0 your score. Just over 4 minutes remaining here in quarter number 1.
I have been impressed with the Bellevue West defense, getting good pressure on the quarterback, rallying to the football. You know, maybe that first guy doesn't bring that running back down, but the way those helmets, those purple helmets have been flying to the ball, they've been able to get there in time to really limit what this Bearcat offense can do. Only down 3, and that's after a turnover almost in the red zone on that first possession.
Now stretching the field is Green. He gets to the edge. Pickup of about 3.
That was Lane Jacobson that was keeping outside leverage there. Orion Meyer, one of the leading tacklers here, had 11 last week. Look at that, number 28, how he kept that offensive blocker on his inside shoulder, kept that outside shoulder free, able to make the play, keep contained.
Coverage this evening of tonight's game is brought to you in part thanks to Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com. 2nd down and 8, there's a quick bubble screen. And Caprice Keith up the sideline is near the 1st down marker.
Saw Caprice make a couple plays already on offense, had a really nice return on that kick return. So that's why it wasn't all bad where that punt, probably didn't get the distance that Kearney was looking for, but it didn't allow Caprice Keith to put on a return like he did on that last kickoff. So not all bad when you punt the ball out of bounds against Bellevue West.
Kalen quickly zips it out to Ben Goodwater. Goodwater is the actual leading receiver so far with 148 yards coming into tonight. He gets 9 there.
Yeah, and that's just a really good play call there from the offensive coaching staff, getting some of your guys that you're going to have to lean on involved early, especially Goodwater with those injuries at wide receiver. Get him the ball on like a little bubble screen type deal that you saw right there, and let him catch and run upfield.
Schilke showing pressure, comes on the blitz, and the ball is dumped off to Prescia Allen Jr. No gain on the play. In fact, maybe a slight loss.
Kind of lost the handle there, which the the pressure was applied by the Bearcats, but a little bit of a bobble there as he was trying to corral it, looking to make a guy miss. Was able to get the reception, but did appear he lost a half yard on that reception.
3rd and short, just over 2 to play here in the first quarter. Number 3 Kearney hosting number 7 Bellevue West here on News Channel Nebraska. Kalen, shovel pass, and Schilke says not on his watch.
My goodness, the Bearcats showed a 4-man front, then he had a linebacker scoot down, so he actually had 5 down linemen that were slanting to the right into the running lanes there. Going to bring up a 4th and short.
Bellevue West offense staying on the field here. Kearney already has 1 turnover on downs, forced the last time the Thunderbirds had the ball. And Coach Cool will take a timeout.
I think he wants to get another guy maybe out on the perimeter. Saw that, hey, one of those little hitch routes or, horizontal routes where the receiver steps back, catch, and just quickly gets up the field. Looked like he might have been outnumbered or didn't like the numbers he had out on the edge.
We'll take a timeout as well. Kearney leading Bell West 3-0. 1:24 left in the first.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for?
And on a quick count on 4th down out of the timeout, Kalen picks up the first down for Bell West. The drive continues.
Gutsy call. You had 5 wide, as you mentioned. They ran out, got lined up in a hurry. Quick snap, direct snap to quarterback, and Kalen put his head down and fought for that 1.5 yards. Moves the sticks. First down, Bellevue West.
Good look on the Beatrice Community Hospital instant replay there. Under a minute to play now in quarter number 1. Bellevue West nearing midfield. Keefe motions across. Kalen hit his receiver Anderson in the hands, but he's unable to hang on.
Would have been a tough catch, but those are one of those, balls you got to pick up. You got to keep that off the turf, especially against a defense like the Bearcats here. Easier said than done when you got a gunslinger like Kalen throwing the ball around.
Well, our coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to United Healthcare. Be sure to tune into News Channel Nebraska to watch the Husker Coaches Show presented by United Healthcare, where small towns matter. Now, Caprice Keefe completely switching the field there on the screen pass. Does end up picking up 7.
Fantastic job on the backside. Reese Bertrand staying home. Linebacker playing his spot. Picked him up, but as you mentioned, after a gain of 6-7 yards, cutting back against the grain there.
3-0 your score on the Aurora Cooperative scoreboard. Go green with E15 and fill up at your nearest A-stop today. We may get one more snap in here, 3rd down and 4. And Bell West will say, let's take this one to the second quarter. So with 1 in the books, number 3 Kearney leads number 7 Bellevue West 3-0 here on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us. More high school football when we return.
It's the season. The excitement of going to sporting events, sitting in the bleachers, rooting for the neighbor kid that mowed your lawn, delivered papers, or played a few pranks in the neighborhood. The first stop, of course, though, is your local Speedy Mart convenience store. Fuel for the journey. Speedy Mart, your area store with Nebraska roots and community ties. No matter if it's a win or a loss, Speedy Mart can make you feel better before or after the game.
A new year. A fresh start. A resolution to grow more, gain more, give more. The process is the same: plant, grow, harvest. But the way you do it is always evolving. And so are we, Aurora Cooperative. Grow, gain, give. Aurora and you.
Start of the second quarter here on News Channel Nebraska on 3rd and 4. It's a completion and another first down for the Thunderbirds. That time it was Ben Goodwater with his second reception.
Yeah, and quite the reception too. Goodwater with the good hands, you could say. Tight coverage, was still able to make the play, break a tackle, get upfield, pick up another first down. And you see the confidence that Daniel Kalin is delivering the ball through the air with right now. It doesn't matter if it's first string, second string, third string receivers out there, he's going to put it on them.
Here's pressure on Kalin from the outside, steps into it, and just overshoots Goodwater on that occasion. We're now officially in our second quarter, which is brought to you by O Street Carpet. Check out Steve Carper and the crew at the intersection of 17th O in Lincoln, Nebraska. O Street Carpet.
Yeah, a rare miss there for Kalin, a young man that's already eclipsed 4,600 yards for a career. Already has over 700 yards this season, Brandon. He's only 3 games and a quarter or so into it.
Handoff up the middle goes for 3. It was about a gang of 4 white hats stopping that run in its tracks.
Yeah, this is a creative offense, an innovative offense from head coach Mike Huffman and company over there at Bellevue West. And they got to be creative how they're going to run the ball, because this defensive front, I tell you what, I mentioned it in the pregame, one of the best in the state.
And that was Schilke leading the charge for the Bearcats. He is quite the talent. Came into this one with 13 tackles, half of them for a loss. He has 7 tackles for a loss, 13 tackles. He has about 5 already tonight.
I think he's first or second in the state in recorded sacks thus far. Just a machine on that defensive line.
Kalin with time has his receiver, and that's Goodwater on the sideline. A nice pickup there and another first down.
There's a timing route that the Bellevue West faithful are happy to see. Goodwater breaks that off on a dime, and the ball's right on his hands as he snaps his head around. I mean, that's just excellent execution there for this offense.
17-yard pickup, the biggest completion for Bell West so far tonight. Thunderbirds now on the Kearney 14, threatening. And that one off the hands of Anderson. Again, go ahead.
Might have heard footsteps there, got both his hands on it, but it looked like he was looking to his right just a little bit there.
We mentioned the injury bug for Bellevue West to the top receivers. Anderson listed as a quarterback. He's playing wide receiver because of what we have going on, and he's sort of a red zone target. He has 34 yards on the year, so not a ton, but 2 touchdowns. So Kalin likes going to him in this sort of a situation.
Yeah, big frame, tall kid, can move.
Kalin keeps it, but he was hit and taken down almost instantly by Reese Bertrand. Picks up 2.
That's part of this offense, so they can't get too far away from Brandon. They really love to stay balanced. As we mentioned, really a 50-50 style where half of the runs, half are through the air, half pass attack.
We have a Bell West player injured. We'll take a break here with 10:14 to play in the half.
Feel confident about the used vehicle you're buying with Midway Certified Pre-Owned. Our lowest hassle-free prices every day on a great selection of Midway Certified Pre-Owned Fords, Hondas, Toyotas, and more. Available now at your Midway Auto dealership locations in Kearney or online at thinkmidway.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
What does farming mean to you? For most, it's hard work, dedication, and livelihood. Unfortunately, that also comes with risk. At Nebraska Crop Insurance in Beatrice, they know the non-stop dedication involved to keep your family protected from that risk and ensure their livelihood. Not only do they know everything about the coverage you need, they're also farmers themselves. So protect what means the most to you with the agent who knows what it means to be a farmer. Nebraska Crop Insurance, 615 Dorsey Street in Beatrice.
partnering your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
Welcome back. The injury was to Jacob Arope, who was helped off the field by the Bellevue West training staff. Brings up 3rd and 8. Kalen with the screen. To Keith up the sideline, lowering the shoulder, and he's pushed out inside the 2.
How impressive has Caprice Keith been? Once again, breaking a tackle, working down the sideline, picking up an extra block at the end there, nearly found the goal line.
That's Keith's 3rd reception. Bellevue West looking to take the lead here. Ball on the 1, 1st and goal to go. Kalen keeps it on the read and reaching for the end zone. He was down prior to.
Now the ball did break the plane there, but the official, the line judge, was on it because his knee went down before the ball got across the goal line. Oh, love the effort, but officials got it right.
Now the Thunderbirds calling a timeout here to pick the perfect play.
You got to think they're not only going over their 2nd down play here, but they're going to want to hurry up and spring something on Kearney on 3rd down as well. And once again, they're fast to the line of scrimmage. They're ready to go.
Bellevue West led by Michael Huffman, head coach in his 11th year. His fond memories returning to this field, actually. He was the head coach for the Shrine Bowl.
Oh,
North
yes.
team this past summer, something we televised on News Channel Nebraska. We won't remind him that the South team was the team that won. Mark McLaughlin leading that coaching that team from Platteview, but a great experience here in Kearney as well over the summer months, and he's back here this fall, week 4. Handoff up the middle, and the Bearcat defense holds about a half-yard gain.
Yeah, it's going to be really tough up front. As we mentioned, this defensive front 4 or down 3 linemen, depending if they want what formation they line up in, is just really solid across the board for the Bearcats.
Third and goal. Another handoff to Goff. Schilke got there. Did Goff get in? He did not. Goff is short. It'll bring up 4th down.
Danny Kalen's making his case saying, hey, he made that first guy miss just enough to find the goal line. I think the Thunderbirds are going to go for it here.
Big play in this contest right here. 4th and goal to go from the 1. Empty set.
Home crowd's getting loud.
Kalen keeps it. He lowers the shoulder and gets in there for the score.
Pretty impressive.
Thunderbirds strike.
Pretty impressive there from the Bellevue West Thunderbirds. Went for it on 4th down there at the goal line. You also saw, they've gone for 4th down 3-4 times already in this game, so they're leaving all their chips out on the table here tonight, playing very aggressively, especially on this offensive side here, Brandon.
And this was a drive that started with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter, so Bellevue West churning it out, as you mentioned, continuing the drive, and it ends in a 1-yard punch in by Kalen as the Thunderbirds take the lead. 7-3 your score in Kearney. Bellevue West on top with 8:44 to go. We'll be back.
At Nebraska Orthopedic Center, they provide comprehensive orthopedic health care. Their physicians are highly skilled in all areas of orthopedic and sports medicine, including spine surgery, foot and ankle, hand and upper extremities, fracture care, and total joint replacement. Their expertise includes the medical management of injuries through physical and rehabilitative methods or surgical intervention. To schedule an appointment or to learn more about Nebraska Orthopedic Center and their family of 25 physicians, go online to nebraskaortho.com. That's nebraskaortho.com. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination.
And welcome back. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen with you here on News Channel Nebraska, number 7, Bellevue West takes the lead on number 3 and undefeated Kearney here early on in the second quarter.
And once again, in a short yardage situation, Bellevue West goes 4 wide and stays with the quarterback, sneak quarterback run, and Daniel Kalin making it happen once again.
Return for the Bearcats to about the 22. And they'll start their drive, their first of the quarter.
Yeah, Ben, we just saw Bellevue West with an impressive drive. I've really been impressed with the Thunderbirds on the defensive side, Brandon. Been put in a couple really taxing spots, able to limit the damage, only allowed a field goal after a short yardage turnover on the very opening drive. They also had, bow up and make a stop at the midfield there on the next drive. I got to be impressed with what you're seeing from Bellevue West and their defensive unit.
Handoff to Randolph. Gain of 4.
And this might be a spot where head coach Brandon Kuhl, the Kearney Bearcats, he might want to just say, we're going to do a lot of running here, guys. We need to get behind our strength. That's our offensive line. And let's just burn and churn here on the ground. Pick up some first downs the old-fashioned way.
Kearney, a team that returns 3 offensive starters and 4 defensive starters from last year's squad that made it to the first round of the playoffs, a team that Coach Kuhl said he felt overachieved, as you have the first sack of the night for Bellevue West. That's Jules Dudois making the play.
I mean, you don't hate the play call here as they're trying to go vertical, but that's a long developing play. That takes some time. And the receivers just didn't get separation down the field. Novacek had to eat that one, takes a sack, big loss of yardage. They're going to bring up a third and very, very long.
Dudois with the sack. He's that player on the line that Coach Huffman says has that relentless motor on the edge. We saw it on display there. 3rd and long, Novacek. He's going to try to pick it up with his feet. Not near enough. And it's going to be a 3 and out for the Bearcats.
It's always been one play for Kearney on offense. It really just sets things, off kilter. There was the big sack. The previous 2 possessions, I think we had some penalties rear its ugly head if you're an offensive unit. And these self-inflicted wounds have really hampered what this offensive unit can do for the Kearney Bearcats.
Punt is away. And Kearney downs it at about the 42, and we have a little bit of extracurriculars upfield. And there's going to be there is a flag thrown. I think it's going to be unnecessary roughness.
I think Mr. Hunt, one of the upmen making a block, was blocking a little too aggressively, and after the play, after the ball had been down. That's kind of a tough spot there. You're told to be aggressive. You're told to get after it and play through the whistle, and you have your back to the ball and the return man. It's got that delicate balance there, isn't it?
And so they call it against both players involved, and it offsets.
So 2 wrongs make a right? Is that what we're saying?
2 wrongs cancel each other out, and then nothing happened.
But if either player picks up another personal foul, I think they're out. So now they're kind of on a short leash. Really got to watch what they do and how they conduct themselves for the rest of this game.
So this drive will start on the Bell West 42. Keith motioning across. Kalin pump fakes to him, going up top. One-on-one, and that was great coverage by Caden John.
Boy, it really was, because Bellevue West gave John a lot of things to look at in the backfield there. He had motion, the late motion. He had the ball fake, the hitch. Daniel Kalin sold it about as good as he could, looking for that vertical route the whole way. Perfectly played by the cornerback, as you mentioned. Boy, John was just stride for stride, keeping good leverage over top of the receiver.
And there is a quick out to Green.
Uh-oh.
And he coughed it up again, rather, and Kearney has it again.
Baker Bertrand, the big defensive lineman. That's 6 foot, 200 pounds, pouncing on the loose ball.
And tough luck for the young man, Jermaine Green. Fumbling on both occasions, and Kearney recovering both times.
I was just thinking, you know, how scary this offense really is when they're going 5 wide, they're testing you vertically, and then everything they can do underneath on those little hitch routes there. But when you get the ball underneath there like that, you have to be aware of multiple defenders coming in trying to punch that ball out.
And wide open tight end there for Novacek. It's Bo Scala, his first reception, gain of 8. Well, be sure to stay tuned for our halftime highlights coming up at the halftime break. They're presented by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Sartor Heyman will help make your jewelry dreams come true. Check them out in Lincoln and Grand Island.
We have a number of players shining like diamonds out there, Brandon. We're going to have quite the Sartor Heyman halftime show, no doubt.
And Novacek, one of those players, picks up the first down there with his legs.
So dangerous as a runner. So dangerous, as we mentioned earlier. Had 70 yards on the ground last week against Lincoln North Star. Also tacked on 111 through the air. 80% completion, you know, going 8 for 10. Just does it all for this Bearcats offensive unit. Dual threat quarterback.
Ball on the 29. Novacek keeps it, and he was hit and dropped. That was Stanley Hayter, first one there for Bellevue West. A reminder that our halftime show is just around the corner that will include those halftime highlights. The halftime show is presented by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health is their top priority.
Kearney finds themselves behind the sticks once again, 2nd and 11 here. 4 wide, 1 offset back.
And nowhere for Novacek to go.
And that's really been the talk of the town around Bellevue is, well, how's this defensive line going to hold up against this big physical offensive line out in central Nebraska? The Kearney Bearcats boasting one of the better offensive line units in Class A as well. Well, I'd say right now, you got to be pretty impressed with this defensive front 4 here for Bellevue West.
Third down and long as we near 4 minutes to go in this second quarter, opening half of this top 10 matchup. It's homecoming night for Kearney as well as they host number 7 Bell West. And the Bearcats will take a timeout. We'll take one as well. Bell West leading Kearney 7-3 with 4:12 to play before the break. Stay with us.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit GoCurrency.com and apply today.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
So coming out of the timeout, a little crossing route to Xander Ruling. It's not enough for the first down, and we'll see if Kearney goes for another field goal here, if they go for it. Here's another look at the play.
Looks like the offense is staying on the field. We saw the kicker warming up, but I was wondering, is that what this timeout's about? If we get half the yardage, are we going to keep the offense out there? Doesn't look like it. Late substitutions, kickers on the field.
So Jake Krotzel, he hit from 40 yards in the first quarter. This one will be a 42-yard attempt. Has the distance.
Wow.
That might have been good from at least 50. Oh, we do have a flag, though. But it looks like Kearney feels that the field goal will stand.
Top of your screen, defender might have got off sides, might have jumped just a little early. I think this is where Kearney might want to just go ahead and decline it and take their 3 points.
Now, I think it was what? 4th and 7? So I think you're right. Coach Cool says, hey, we're fine.
Yeah.
It was running into the kicker. Field goal will stand. It's a 1-point game.
Pretty good answer there for Kearney after the Bellevue West was able to punch the first touchdown of the game in. They put together a really nice drive. Stall out a little bit at the end there, but still, with Krotzel being able to boot the ball in from plus 40, why not? Tacks on another field goal, only down a point now. The only thing with that, Brandon, is now there's 4 minutes left on the clock. That's more than enough time for Bellevue West to put together another touchdown scoring drive here to close out this first half.
Glad that you're with us here on News Channel Nebraska. Week 4 top 10 matchup in Class A between these two foes. And then this is the type of matchup that we love to have as News Channel Nebraska. You know, you have Kearney, one of the, perennials in Class A, along with Grand Island out in central Nebraska, representing this portion of the state. You have the Metro powerhouse that normally those teams like to stay in Omaha and around and beat up on each other, but
right.
The schools have gotten together and have decided that this is a matchup that they want to do for both programs to sort of serve as that measuring stick. And we've had a great one thus far. And it seems like more times than not when these teams meet, it's a great game.
It really is. We've been fortunate enough to be a part of a couple of them over the years, and this one so far is living up to the hype. A 1-point game as we head into the final 4 minutes of this first half.
We have an extended halftime. I think we'll dive into the series history between these two teams during that break, because it's pretty fascinating when these two teams get together. Right now it is a 1-point advantage for the Bearcats. 4 minutes to go for Bell West. Swing pass to Keefe, who is ushered into the Bearcats sidelines.
Just fantastic play design. You're going to the outside, you're getting the ball to the hot hand and Caprice Keith, and then he gets out of bounds at the tail end of that play. Only took off 7 seconds, picked up about 5 yards.
Kalen rolling out. That one just getting away from him, drifting out of bounds.
And that type of play is the first thing that head coach Michael Huffman wants to talk about when you ask him about his quarterback, Daniel Kalen. He's just like, the guy is like another coach on the field. He makes the correct play, the correct read. It wasn't there at all, Brandon, so he just sailed that one out of bounds, wasn't worried about his stats, completion percentages, all that. Just made the safe play, kept the offense on the field, brings up a 3rd and 5.
High school sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. There's the completion on 3rd down and 5, and it's enough to move the sticks. 10-yard pickup to Goodwater.
Went 5 wide, went to the top of your screen, back to Goodwater on the quick, skinny little slant there. More than enough yardage. And it looks like the Thunderbird offense is putting together another drive here.
Our coverage tonight is also presented by Ashley Furniture. Visit your local Ashley store, or go to ashley.com. Kalen flushed out of the pocket, and he gets it upfield. It's caught. What a play.
So.
Or no, it pops out. I thought Juan Matos had it for a second.
I think Matos did have it for a second, but it came out as he rolled around across the turf there. I mean, that's what you're looking at from Kalen. He can keep the play alive, still set his feet, whip those hips around, and still put some mustard on the ball to work it into the crossing receiver who, kept the play alive. Santos did everything right, but just didn't quite haul it in at the end.
2nd and 10. There's another completion to Goodwater, his 5th.
Boy, and it just feels like that quick slant is always there. Has been anyway in this first half for Bellevue West. Be interested to see if Kearney makes any adjustments. Do they try and bring a safety down and, clog up the kind of the passing lane, those passing windows, get a body in front of that?
Kearney showing they may be bringing pressure here. And that is a first down. Picked up by Goff. Our coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln in Beatrice. A reminder, coverage is also presented by Tom Dinsdale Automotive, celebrating 20 years. They're proud to be community-driven and deliver great deals. Visit dinsdaleauto.com.
Looks like we have a false start here. First kind of misstep for this Bellevue West offense as they start their 2-minute drive, 2-minute style offense. And, that's an advantage for this team because a lot of times a squad will put them in an uncomfortable position, when they got to get their 2-minute offense out there. Well, Bellevue West, they like to play with pace. They like to push the tempo anyhow. So it's kind of just old hat for them when they go to close out a quarter or a half with their offense.
And Ruling with a big hit, and he timed it perfectly.
He really did. Put a lick on the young man who's still getting up. Was that Goodwater? Kind of got his shoulder pads in under it. Ooh, yeah, just kind of probably knocked the wind out of him there. Then Ruling had to, stand over top a little bit, let him know that that blow is delivered by me. Good to see Goodwater up, though, trying to get back to the he wanted to trot back to the offensive huddle. He's going to have to sit out at least a play. I think he just had the wind momentarily knocked out of him there, Brandon.
So brings up 2nd and 15. Under 2 to play here in this first half. Kearney against Bellevue West here on News Channel Nebraska. And a little dump off to Goff. He gets across midfield. Tackled at the 47.
And Goff just does a fantastic job setting up his blocks. He had one-on-one out on the edge there and just kind of went back and forth and let the defender try to make a move. Then he cut the other way. And did you see the misdirection? Everything was working to the right. Got the one-on-one, back to the left, and boy, did Kalen sell it.
And quickly to the line. There's a quick pass and completion. All the way up the sideline, finally pushed out near the 30.
Quick pass, dangerous pass. Had a Bearcat got his helmet around, he would have saw what could have been, a ball he might have been looking to pick off. Didn't get off just due to the pace this offense is playing with.
That's Goodwater.
That's just great to see him okay after taking that lick in the middle of the field.
1 minute and change to go. Bell West driving. Kearney will get the ball to start the second half. So if you're the Thunderbirds, you're wanting to certainly come away with points here. Kalen unable to connect with Goff.
Incompletion, stops the clock though. Allow Bellevue West to huddle back up here and get the play call in. Man, just constant pressure though, isn't it? I mean, when this offense gets its timing down, kind of gets in a rhythm, it really puts a defense on its heels. I think you're seeing a little bit of that right now with this defensive unit for the Bearcats.
And Kalen on the run finds Goodwater again, this one for 12.
Daniel Kalen hurrying everyone to line. Looks like he wants to spike it. Does just that, but doesn't it feel like Kalen is most comfortable with Goodwater out there, and he's just rolling right, rolling left, looking up number 15. Where's he at? Where is he at? And boy, does he have the velocity, the arm talent to just zip it right into those tight windows to find his number one target here tonight.
Plenty of time for Bellevue West to work with. Ball on the 19. Kalen steps up, evading the rush, and just throws that one away.
Live to play another down. Once again, making an athletic play, a smart play, throwing the ball away at the end there. And that, that defensive front for Kearney applying the pressure once again. Now Bellevue West has been driving, but it hasn't come easy.
Third and 10. Kalen's pass nearly intercepted.
I think that was at Ryan Meyer there. He's not going to have an easier one than this. I think he was kind of shocked that it just went right at him.
Not going to happen often. Well, so we've seen great field goal kicking by Krotzel. Now Bell West will give it a go, but...
Tack 5 yards on.
That's the last thing you want.
Yep, illegal substitution.
So that'll make this now a 41-yard attempt for Ian Shepard. It may have been partially blocked. It's no good.
I think it was. Bearcats got in there. Special teams unit making a play here in the final 21 seconds of the first half.
Let's see if we can give the credit. Just not enough. So short, and Kearney with 21 seconds. They do have one timeout. Let's see what Coach Cool opts to do here. Ball on their own 20.
Well, they're lining up in shotgun here.
And you get about 16 or 17 on that run by Randolph.
And they're going to hurry up to the line here. Spike the ball, so it looks like the Bearcats, they're going to stay aggressive here with 9 seconds left. Timeout, Bellevue West. Hey, you can't take them into the locker room with you. You've heard that before. And why not go ahead and let the offense give you the look, give you a formation, then readjust your defense accordingly. This is two really good coaching staffs going back and forth here.
And well, Andy, a reminder that we're on Twitter at NCN Sports. So for those of you who may be tuning in to us for the first time at News Channel Nebraska, we televise high school and college games all year long, over 200 broadcasts a year. And so if you want to know which games we're covering, where we'll be on a weekly basis, and how to watch, follow us at NCN Sports. We also tweet out our rankings, highlights, coach and player interviews, all of the above. If you're a sports fan in Nebraska, you'll want to follow at NCN Sports. And Andy, we've been known to give shout-outs at halftime of our broadcasts to new followers. And what do you know? Halftime is just around the corner. So follow us at NCN Sports, and you may get a shout-out by us, as there's another big game by Randolph with 3 seconds to go. He picks up about 15.
And wisely runs out of bounds at the end of the run there. That's going to leave 3 seconds on the clock here, and we know that Novacek has a cannon of an arm. Wouldn't be surprised to see some little bootleg action here. Let him roll out, get those receivers going vertical, and just chuck one towards the end zone.
So what we assume will be the final play of the half here in Kearney. Novacek steps into it. It's caught. And a nice gain, although there will be no score. That was Zaire Lagrone to the 25. So a 27-yard gain takes us into halftime. Number 7, Bellevue West leading number 3, Kearney by 1 at the break. Stay with us here on News Channel Nebraska. We have our halftime highlights, our halftime show, and more analysis all on the way.
Ashley's Labor Day sale is your last chance to save big on summer's top styles. Visit your local store to shop Labor Day Hot Buys, all just $5.98 each while supplies last. Shop featured finds starting at only $17 per month or $9.99.99. And with summer coming to a close, you can save up to 50% on outdoor furniture. Plus, we offer special financing options for every budget. Visit your local Ashley stores in Kearney, Grand Island, and North Platte for the best Labor Day furniture deals, only at Ashley.
And welcome to halftime here on News Channel Nebraska. You are watching number 7 Bellevue West take on number 3 Kearney. And joining me is very special guest Jim Hansen, Community Outreach Coordinator with Currency, which is a big reason why we are bringing you this game here tonight and all of the 200-plus games on News Channel Nebraska throughout the year. So, Jim, thank you so much, as always, for joining us. Would you please tell us what is the latest and what's new with Currency specifically?
Well, first things, thank you so much, Brandon, and we look forward to another season of high school athletics here on News Channel Nebraska. All the hardworking coaches and athletes throughout the whole state. It's been a great partnership last year, and we couldn't wait for it to start again this year. As far as Currency is going, we have a lot of new lenders that we're using. We've updated our systems, and we are now in Canada and throughout all of North America. So it's been a really exciting time with Currency here on campus.
And Sandhills Global is the parent company of Currency. We are currently at Sandhills Global's international campus in Northwest Lincoln. And Jim, you're involved with what Sandhills does, and there's a couple of very big projects in Lincoln that you guys are really big supporters of. What can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. We've had a great partnership with Southeast Community College. The new Sandhills Global Technology Center will open for students in the fall of 2024. We can't wait for that to open up. It helps with our internships. We have tremendous paid internships. So any young people throughout the state of Nebraska, if you're interested in technology, if you're interested in, I always say, video games, we've got some great technology opportunities here for you to take a look at. We're also the lead sponsor for the new Sandhills Global Youth Sports Complex that's in just a few miles away from here. It's going to open up in 2024, and it's going to be helping with all the ball and bat sports, the softball and and baseball for youth sports, not just here in Lincoln, Lancaster County, but throughout the state. And one thing that's great about that, it's going to have a field that is specifically designated for children with special needs, the Homer's Hero Field. It's going to be awesome for those kids to be able to have their own field and their own tournaments to be able to have with that.
Sandhills Global and Currency, as just mentioned, huge supporters of not only the Lincoln community, but the entire state of Nebraska. Why is it that this is something that, Sandhills Global and Currency feels so profoundly about? You talk about the high school sports and being our presenting sponsors, so it's clearly something that matters.
This is our hometown. This is our home state. And Nebraskans help Nebraskans. And it has been a great partnership with you guys, with News Channel Nebraska. We really take pride in being able to help all those hardworking farmers and ranchers and equipment salespeople, whether it be machinery trader or tractor house or truck paper, to be able to work with these people here in our great state. It's just been great to be able to get our message and our passion out through you guys.
Heavy machinery, ag equipment, and more. Currency is there to help you get that loan. Lastly, Jim, you mentioned internships. You said it earlier. Across the board, what types of internships are you guys looking for here at Sandhills?
We have a lot of full-time positions, hundreds of full-time positions available, and paid internship positions within sales and marketing, within software development and design, and human resources, just to name a few, but they are across the board. So if there are young people that are out there that are looking for a great internship opportunity and being not just in Lincoln, but even the Lancaster County area, whether it be Doane, Concordia, Midland, Nebraska Wesleyan, Southeast Community College, UNL, anything that's there, we have some great chances for them.
Jim, thank you so much for the time as always, and thank you to Currency and Sandhills for being once again a presenting sponsor of high school sports on News Channel Nebraska.
Thank you for all you do, and thank you to all the coaches and athletes that are out there. What a great year. We can't wait for it to get started and all the way to the state track meet back in May. Then that'll be exciting for that as well.
Stay with us. It's halftime of number 3 Kearney and number 7 Bellevue West here on News Channel Nebraska, brought to you specifically by Currency, our presenting sponsor of high school sports.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com, and by Nutrien. For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions.
Dinsdale Automotive is celebrating our 20th anniversary. 20 years of building lifelong relationships. 20 years of providing superior customer experiences. 20 years of supporting the community. For 20 years, we've been building trust and loyalty by treating every customer like family on every visit. We're proud to serve Grand Island and the surrounding areas. Thank you for 20 great years, and we look forward to many more. Help us celebrate 20 years of service. Stop in today.
Anything for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more. From little feet to little paws, to updates and overhauls. From soft and cozy to durable and resilient. From something that blends in or something that's different. From DIY to custom install, O Street Carpet can help you with it all. Whatever your needs are for the floor, O Street Carpet has it and more.
That is literally the funniest thing ever.
And then I said,
It wasn't. But this guy could use a win. Even if it's not as big of a win as I get with free Kasasa Cash checking. Kasasa Cash pays me a really high rate and refunds ATM withdrawal fees nationwide. So I feel like a queen. Has a mega bank ever made you feel that way? Or is it more like this guy? Take back banking with Kasasa Cash.
Get Kasasa checking at Liberty First Credit Union.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey Fill Up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
If you're thinking about becoming a John Deere technician, receive a debt-free degree from Landmark Implement. With the John Deere Student Tech program, receive reimbursement for up to 100% of college tuition, fees, books, and room and board, plus a $5,000 tool stipend. Students are paid a competitive hourly wage for their work hours and are guaranteed employment at a Landmark location after graduation. Visit landmark.careers to find out more about the John Deere Student Tech program and become part of the Landmark difference.
From the moment something didn't feel quite right, to that ambulance arriving at your door, from the immediate diagnosis, to the surgery that followed, to the long list of lifestyle changes, and that family gathering that everyone always talked about, but for whatever reason kept getting postponed, to the moment you sat back and realized how grateful you are for everything you have. We've been here for you, just around the corner. Columbus Community Hospital.
And welcome back to halftime. 7-6 is your score here at Ron and Carol Cope Stadium on the campus of the University of Nebraska, Kearney. Kearney High trailing Bell West by 1. It's homecoming. Great festivities here at halftime. And it's also a great time for us to take a look at our halftime highlights, which are presented by Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Stunning engagement collections, exceptional diamonds, and dazzling gemstones can be found at their Lincoln and Grand Island locations. So this is how the game started off. Opening drive, Bell West fumbles in the opening minute of the contest. Kearney gets it, and they capitalize. 40-yard field goal by Jake Krotzel makes it 3-zip at the 9:05 mark in the contest. Kearney doing well, and then defensively, this was on a 4th down. Bearcat defense coming up big. That was Sawyer Schilke with his paw on it. It would still be 3-1 though, or 3-0 rather, after 1. Bell West gets on the board early in the second. Daniel Kalin on 4th and goal to go, punches it in, makes it 7-3, and it would stay that score until Krotzel strikes again, this time from 42 yards. That field goal coming at the 4-minute mark in the second quarter, and that, Andy, gets us to where we're currently sitting. Bellevue West with 7 thanks to that Kalin touchdown. Kearney with 6 because of the leg of Jake Krotzel.
Yeah, and we heard so much about Griffin Novacek, the big, bulky quarterback, dual threat guy for the Bearcat offense. Everybody knows about this high-flying Bellevue West offense headed by Daniel Kalen, the Nebraska recruit. But it's really been the defenses here tonight, Brandon. The defenses have been the story. I've been so impressed with Bellevue West, with their back against the wall, not getting up to the start they were looking for this season, and then being really punched in the mouth early in this game. You saw that early turnover basically in the red zone. Defense able to create a stop, force a field goal attempt, and then they're able to, by allowing the Bearcats only to make field goals, they have a 1-point lead here at half. And if I'm Kearney, I'm thinking, how are we not winning this game? We're winning the turnover battle. We're starting with good field position more times than not on offense. What's going on here? So Bellevue West, they got to feel extremely fortunate to take this slim lead into the break.
Now Kearney will be getting the ball to start the second half. And we obviously will see what we have in store for the final two quarters. There's about 7 minutes remaining during our homecoming halftime show here in Kearney. We'll take another quick break and come back with more coverage here on News Channel Nebraska.
The halftime report on NCN is sponsored by Columbus Community Hospital, where your health matters.
Life is a wild ride. It's important to have a trusted partner along the way. Liberty First Credit Union exists to provide its members with affordable financial services. Whether it is a large purchase, a new car or home remodel, overcoming obstacles, or chasing your dreams. Financing life is what we do best. Give us a call or visit libertyfirstcu.com.
I was given a prescription opioid pain medication that lasted a lot longer than the pain itself. And within only a few months, I was completely addicted. I lost everything. And I started to watch my life slip away. These drugs are addictive. One prescription can be all it takes to lose everything.
NCN Sports is sponsored by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always. And by Claybaugh Pharmacy, your locally owned hometown pharmacy.
Does your business need quick, competitive financing for heavy machinery, trucks, or other equipment? Currency is here to help. Whether you're financing construction equipment, farm equipment, trucks, trailers, or any other big-ticket item, Currency will automatically find the best rates. Currency facilitates loans for up to $500,000 with repayment terms up to 72 months. It's fast, easy, and free to use. Visit gocurrency.com and apply today.
Welcome back here at halftime. 7-6 lead, Bellevue West over Kearney here on News Channel Nebraska. Now's a great time to take a look at our school spotlight presented by Currency. Currency makes financing quick, easy, and secure for machinery, ag equipment, and more. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Getting a look at the home team, Kearney. Population of nearly 34,000 out here in central Nebraska, located in Buffalo County. The Bearcats enrollment is 1245. And they are the Bearcats. Andy, as a football program, won state championship for Kearney in 2006. They were runners-up in 2017.
Quite a tradition out here in the middle of the state, Kearney, Nebraska, and they take a lot of pride in the new high school out there. Just a thing of beauty.
Flip side, who are they playing? The Bell West Thunderbirds. They have quite the tradition as well.
Yeah.
Bellevue West, a 63,000 plus population in Sarpy County. They are the Thunderbirds, and they have two recent state championships, 2016 and 2019, and sort of since that 2016 mark, they have been a team that's been a perennial power and a team that's made runs deep into the playoffs.
Yeah, they really have, and it's not just football, it's track, it's basketball. Bellevue West has had a dominant volleyball team. Just when you think of those athletic powerhouses in the greater Omaha metro area, you got to think of Bellevue West.
Well, we mentioned the fact that this is a top 10 matchup, and Andy, this was the first week that News Channel Nebraska released its statewide rankings. We pride ourselves on these rankings because we have several different reporters and announcers across our entire team who have seen a lot of football on Thursday and Friday nights, and then we compile that knowledge by having multiple announcers sending in their thoughts on every single class. We then use science and math and special formulas to then determine what the rankings for NCN is based on what every announcer votes for each class, and this is what we came up with in Class A. So, of course, the front runner is Omaha West Side. They are the gold standard, and until someone knocks them off, that's going to stay the case. Millard South having a great start to this season. They are 3-0. They just barely defeated Millard West by 1, so they have that number 2 spot. Kearney, they've beaten everyone in front of them, Andy, and they've done it convincingly, as we talked about, which is why they're sitting at number 3. And then Gretna is the other undefeated team in Class A at 4. And then you kind of see 5 through 10, 2-1 teams. Bell West alone 2-2 because they had a week 0 contest. But you know, that's what Class A is looking like for us.
We might see a little shuffle at the top here as Bellevue West has an opportunity with a lead here on the road against the number 3 team in the state. Gretna, Millard South, they're playing tonight. That's going to be a heavily contested matchup. You can bet that. And how about Millard West? I don't know if a lot of people were talking about them cracking the top 5 during the offseason, and that's one of the things I believe you can really appreciate about these rankings. They don't come out until week 4, so none of that preseason, well, if this happens or that happens, if. No, we take what actually has happened between the lines, and then we come out with these rankings.
And we're going to have a chance throughout the rest of our football schedule to see a lot of these teams in Class A. Next Thursday, Columbus is going to take on Lincoln East, the number 9 team and the team representing the capital city. The following Thursday, the 28th, Millard South comes to town to take on Lincoln East. So there's a top 10 matchup on our schedule as well. And then we will get to see Lincoln Southwest, who is not in the top 10, but they will be going to Millard West at Buell Stadium, and we'll get a chance to see the Wildcats as well. So, again, we have these rankings for every single class. If you go to newschannelnebraska.com, click on the NCN Sports Now tab, you can see our rankings, which are published every Monday at noon, and we also tweet them out on that Twitter handle that we were telling you about, at NCN Sports. If you haven't yet, give us a follow, because we do still have a few minutes left in halftime to give some shout-outs. And as I say that, Andy, I figured I might as well look and see who's follow us to give them the shout-outs we promised. T. Will gets a shout-out for following us, and he actually tweeted us a very nice video from his man cave or living room showing the big screen watching the game. We appreciate that, T. And there are others as well that I'm Jace Dean and Dexter Larson giving us follows at NCN Sports. Oh, and we do have a score coming in. Millard South rolling in Gretna right now. So that matchup you talked about, Andy, 28-0. The Patriots on top of the Dragons.
Okay.
So, you know, we'll keep you posted on scores that come across, but that's what we know currently. So, with that being said, check out our rankings at NCN Sports, and we will publish them every Monday. And Class C, so we also have some Class C scores. Pearson, Roncalli are tied 14 all. Let's see what other Class A games that we can find. I know our other crew in Norfolk is televising Crofton and Hartington Newcastle. That's an 8-man matchup. And at halftime, Hartington Newcastle is up 2 on the number 8 Crofton Warriors. So now, we pride ourselves, Andy, on not just covering Class A, but covering the entire state, and then we push all of those scores, updates, and content to at NCN Sports.
That's right, thoroughly covering the entire state, north, south, east to west.
We're about 2 minutes to the start of the third quarter here on NCN. Stay with us, Bell West and Kearney, when we return.
It's the season. The excitement of going to sporting events, sitting in the bleachers, rooting for the neighbor kid that mowed your lawn, delivered papers, or played a few pranks in the neighborhood. The first stop, of course, though, is your local Speedy Mart convenience store. Fuel for the journey. Speedy Mart, your area store with Nebraska roots and community ties. No matter if it's a win or a loss, Speedy Mart can make you feel better before or after the game.
Welcome back here to Ron and Carol Cope Stadium in Kearney. We're a minute away from starting this second half, and it's a one-point affair between Bell West and Kearney. And Andy, I alluded to the fact when these two teams get together, there's usually some fireworks. And since 2018, recent history, Bellevue West leads the series 3-2, but you have to look at some of these games that have played out, specifically on the Kearney side. So in 2018, Bellevue West defeated Kearney in the first round of the playoffs, 17-10. In 2020, Bellevue West got Kearney pretty good, 49-14. That was the COVID year. That was the regular season, 49-14. Bill West and Kearney rematched after that 49-14 rout in the playoffs, the quarterfinals, and Kearney ended up beating Bellevue West, as a lot of these Kearney fans will remember, 41-40 on a last-second two-point conversion attempt after a score was made. As time expired, they went for two. Kearney dove for the pylon, touched it, and I remember that clip was all across social media everywhere that night when Kearney pulled that shocker off in the quarterfinals of the playoffs in 2020. Then last year, or 2 years ago in 2021, Bellevue West got their revenge in the regular season, 49-13. But last year, Kearney, a last-second drive, trailing by 14 in the fourth quarter, they rallied and they scored in the final seconds. After a blocked PAT, they kicked their PAT and they won 35-34 as we now are officially underway. So when Bell West wins these games, Kearney wins these games rather, they're in dramatic fashion and they're by 1 point, Andy. And so that's what we know could be in the cards for us still tonight.
You know, talking with some alumni from Bellevue West and just some folks from the Bellevue area, that they all agree the Kearney Bearcats are our kryptonite. Like, we sometimes we think we have this high-flying squad. We're going to cruise to the first, second round of playoffs. Not the case when they match up against Kearney, regardless of what happened in the regular season.
And Michael Huffman, he won't shy away from it. You know, coaches have relationships across the state. He said, Coach Cool, he is the Thunderbird killer, and we need to make him stop being that here tonight. And they're the Thunderbirds. Do a little bit of the laying the wood there. Nowhere to go. Loss of 3.
Ruat once again getting in the backfield for a tackle for a loss. I'm telling you what, this defensive unit continues to impress for the Thunderbirds. Look at that penetration up front, keeping outside leverage, gang tackle. Look at all those purple helmets, Brandon, that rally to the football.
Scala motions across for Kearney. 2nd down and 14. And Novacek on the quick out route. Ruling gets away from the original tackle and turns what looked like nothing into something.
I mean, he's slippery. I don't know how he kept his feet. I mean, there was multiple defenders that kind of had him corralled there and somehow got out of it and got up the sideline. That's going to bring up a 3rd and very manageable here for Kearney after it looked like another tough start to a drive. That opening down, first down play went backwards for this Bearcat offense.
So Novacek somehow finds Ruling. Unbelievable catch. He will be about a yard short.
I can't believe he zipped it in there with all that traffic, then Ruling with the hands. Look at him snatch this ball out of the air. Great catch, just late defense got there in time to push him out of bounds. It looks like, oh boy, Kearney's going to roll. No, they got the punting unit out there.
So a 3 and out it would appear for the Bearcats to open the 3rd quarter. Bell West will elect to use a timeout here, so they may have saw something that may have tipped them off to suspect that potentially there might have been a fake punt coming. So this third quarter is brought to you by Husker Rehab, treating the cause of the pain, not just the symptoms. Husker Rehab.
Yeah, that might have been what happened, or they just didn't have the right alignment out there. Either way, Bellevue West burns an early timeout here in this opening third quarter. And it was those negative plays that caught up to Kearney in this offense. Tackle for loss. Bellevue West staying aggressive on the defensive side.
And so a not great punt for Kearney will give Bell West very good field position. In fact, it looks like it's about a net of 9.
Yeah, it looks like it might have went off the side of the foot of Jay Krautzel, a young man we saw make a couple really nice kicks. He's going to get back to the net and practice a little bit on his punting here. You can see from the press box. But yeah, Bellevue West, they're in business here. Already past midfield.
And Kalen does a nice job of stretching for an extra yard or so. He's laying on a Bearcat body.
And we mentioned it at the top of the broadcast, Bellevue West really likes to stay balanced on offense. And when I mean balance, I'm saying their run to pass ratio. And when they run the ball, they get real creative. You saw it right there. Shotgun look, direct snap to the quarterback, and let him just work right up the middle of the field on that first down.
Kayla now rolling out and finds Goodwater, who had some space there.
You know, and head coach Michael Huffman was talking to you earlier this week, and one of the things he mentioned to you, Brandon, was, you know, we got some youth up front, you know, a lot of guys that maybe don't have as much experience as would like. Well, how do you help them out? You move the pocket, use the quarterback, let him use his legs, quick passes on the perimeter, just as you saw right there, bringing up a 3rd and short.
And Goodwater, that was his 7th reception. He's nearing 100 yards as Goff picks up the first down, gain of 3.
And Goff making that last guy miss and just kind of did that sidestep to fall forward and clearly break the plane, move the sticks, pick up that first down. Just the awareness of these receivers and ball carriers for Bellevue West. It's really impressive.
Kalen going for it all and just overshoots his target.
Oh, and you saw the late separation there from the receiver to the defensive back. You can bet Kalen wants that one back. Led his guy just a little too much.
That was Goodwater. He has 8 receptions for 87 yards so far tonight. He has been Kalen's favorite target.
And for the most part, Caden John at the top of your screen, the cornerback, has done a really good job. He's got to be thinking, what I ever do to you guys? Why do you keep throwing my way here?
Nothing doing there on the little screen pass.
Fantastic defense on the perimeter there. There you saw a number of defensive linemen drop what they were doing and get out there and help. You also had good contain at the top of your screen. That was number 6, Reese Bertrand, 214-pound junior.
They're down at 9, and Kalen goes down, sacked. by Schilke.
Schilke just doing what he does best, and they really like to move him around that defensive front. That time they got the pressure with just 4 down linemen, and that's what this Bearcat defense wants to stay in. They want to stay in a base front and have max protect out back, have 7 guys, trying to help cover all these receivers. Sawyer Schilke doing it once again, coming around and catching back up to the quarterback as he had to go on the scramble.
That instant replay was brought to you by Beatrice Community Hospital. Bellevue West choosing to punt here, and it'll go into the end zone for a touchback.
Okay, and there we're seeing a little bit of some life there from the Kearney sideline. Defense with a big stop there after Bellevue West had really good field position there, starting at their own 49-yard line. And a little wasted net yardage there as that punt sails into the end zone, or bounces into the end zone. It's going to bring the ball all the way out to the 20.
Handoff to Randolph, and he's met by a pair of Thunderbirds. I believe that was Jules Dudois and company shutting it down.
Well, you can just tell that head coach Michael Huff has told his defensive coaches, get after it, go for it, especially on these early downs, apply the pressure. Seeing some of these run blitzes where you have multiple guys just clogging those interior lanes, where Kearney really gets a lot of their work done, early on in these offensive possessions. They like to run the ball on 1st and 2nd down. Bellevue West isn't having it.
Novacek bounces it outside. It's off the hands of his receiver. 3rd down and long upcoming.
I think that was ruling. I think he was setting up to maybe set a block. He might have been surprised that the ball found his way to him. But yeah, nevertheless, brings up a 3rd and long. And how many times have we seen Kearney in these situations? 3rd and long.
Well, coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com. Kearney trying to avoid another 3 and out here. Novacek tucks it and runs, and will be well short of the first. This Bell West defense continuing.
Yeah, Kenyon Hunt staying on the hunt there, right? Tracking down the elusive, powerful running quarterback. And there's just no option here. Kearney's going to have to punt this one away. Just relentless, this effort from Bellevue West and their defense.
And that's a much better punt from Krotzel than his last, and it takes a Bearcat bounce and will be downed inside the 35.
But you could still say the Thunderbirds are winning one of those games within the game, and that's field position. So they're going to get the ball on the 34-yard line. Not a bad starting point for this offensive unit.
Well, high school sports on News Channel Nebraska is presented by Currency. Does your business need financing for equipment, trucks, or trailers? All you need is Currency. Visit gocurrency.com. It's also presented by Liberty First Credit Union, banking with purpose. Find out more at libertyfirstcu.com. Presha Allen Jr. gets the handoff. He takes a big hit, but not before picking up 10.
Allen Jr. delivering the blow at the end of that run. And look at the elusiveness here. Just quick little sidestep here, sidestep there. But the whole way, Brandon, he was keeping that whole full head of steam. Oh, flag comes out here, though, on 1st down. We might have a hold out on the edge. Oh, block in the back.
So that will take the Thunderbirds back 15. So the way this game started, Kearney capitalized on a Bellevue West fumble. 3-0 early on in the game. Then it was 3-0 after 1. Then Daniel Kalin on 4th and goal to go from the 1. Sneaks it in for Bell West to make it 7-3 early on in the second quarter. And the most recent score coming from Krotzel, who kicked his second field goal for Kearney at the 4-minute mark in the second quarter, making it 7-6. And that's where we stand as we're at the midway point here in the third. And you had a jailbreak screen trying to be set up. Bearcats knock it down, but we also have a flag.
Schilke saying, get that out of here. You're going to leave me free. I'm going to make a play.
We may have another block in the back here.
Seeing both of these last two plays are kind of tricky if you're a blocker. You're getting out there, getting set up, but you got to get in front. Got to get your hands in front. That's why you're seeing these calls. Another illegal use of hands, block in the back. And now I think you could say it's first and a mile. First and a mile to go here for this Bellevue West offense.
They're on their own 27. They need to get to the Kearney 44. Officially first and 29, and Kalin has his receiver up the sideline, unable to connect.
Boy, once again, receiver had a half a step, but it had to be right there as the coverage is pretty tight.
.550 now to go, 2nd and 29.
That's Caden John going stride for stride with these burners at receiver for Bellevue West.
Empty set, 5 wide. And knocked down again at the line of scrimmage.
Now that's an adjustment made at halftime by Kearney and their defensive coaching staff. Look, they're doing a lot of this dinking and dunking, short passes, quick passes. How can we help defend that? How can we help our defensive backs and linebackers in coverage? Big guys, get your hands up, knock that ball down. Seen a couple batted balls already here in the second half.
And that time it was courtesy of Baker Bertrand for Kearney.
My coverage was always best when those defensive linemen would bat the ball away.
It's funny how that works. Well, Kalin on 3rd and 29 rolls out, and that one's incomplete.
And we saw it a couple times for this Bearcat offense where penalties and inflicted, self-wounds would stall out their drives. Happened right there for Bellevue West. Back-to-back illegal blocks, backing them up where it was 1st and 29. Not much you can do with that.
So the 2 huge penalties. Too much for Bell West on this possession. They punt it away, and Ruling makes the fair catch at the 40.
Excellent job running up and getting the fair catch. Not allowing that ball to hit the turf and then bounce for another 10, 15 yards opposite direction, giving up those ghost yardage, that you don't really see in the stat sheet, the score box, at the end of the game. But boy, do they really count in real time. Nice job by Ruling coming up, making the fair catch.
So this Kearney offense is hoping it can get something going here. Bellevue West defense has contained them up to this point, just yielding 2 field goals, one of them due to great field position given by a fumble, and Ruling nowhere to go. And that is going to be a big loss. This Bellevue West defense swarming to the football.
I think every single first down here in the second half has been a negative play for Kearney. It's unbelievable.
That was Asher Jenkins making the tackle.
And you don't really hate the play call there. You're thinking, okay, they're being extremely aggressive on 1st and 2nd down. How can we catch them? How can we get them? Let's try a quick bubble screen here. Nothing doing. Sound, assignment sound defense from Bellevue West.
Novacek keeps it. Gets a couple back. It'll be 3rd and long. Well, coverage tonight is brought to you in part thanks to Zollner Ford Lincoln in Beatrice.
When it hasn't just been one thing that you can come away impressed with so far for Bellevue West in this defensive squad. They tackle in space, as you saw on that bubble screen. But when they need to be tough up front in the trenches, as you saw right there with a big Griffin Novacek, the quarterback, they can bow up and make those tough tackles in the middle as well.
Novacek stepping into this one and just not where he needed to put it. Another 3 and out for Kearney.
They even had decent field position there. Just unable to really do anything with it. Yeah, ball kind of just sailed into the middle of the field. Boy, don't you just feel like the more opportunities you give this Thunderbird offense, that's something you might not want to do.
And that is a boot by Krotzel. Doesn't take the most favorable bounce, but my oh my, wow. That rocketed off his foot.
Well, he was extremely frustrated with himself after he had that one kind of shank. Last 2 punts though, man, he has flipped the field position here. Special teams coming up huge for the Bearcats later on or throughout this 3rd period.
Well, and that was one of the strengths that Coach Brandon Kuhl said about his team was the specialists, specifically had a returning holder, punter, and a kicker. And he said he thought that was maybe where an advantage could be had, and we saw it on display there.
Well, that last 44-yard field goal that he made, it looked like it would have been good from 54. I mean, it had some distance behind it.
Allen Jr. with the carry. I'll give him 4.
We mentioned how Bellevue West has really been stung by the injury bug, especially at the wide receiver position early this season. But, I mean, they still have a lot of motion going on. It's impressive that they haven't collected more penalties. We've seen college teams have trouble with that, haven't we? And here's a high school team performing at a very high level with some reserves.
Another handoff to Allen Jr. as he gets to the edge. It'll be close to a 1st down. They may give it to him.
I think you're right. So Bellevue West keeping the ball on the ground. 1st, 2nd down, converting, picking up that 1st down. You see how they work it? They run left. They run right. It's really fast.
Screen pass. That was Caleb Larson.
And I believe Larson
took
was
him out
the
of
guy.
bounds.
Larson with a nice enough tackle there, but that was Goodwater, and Goodwater was a man in motion. So how to, a lot of times you're using that motion to kind of get the defender's eyes on that guy. That time Bellevue West kind of showed you their hand and played it anyway.
Under 3 to go here in the 3rd quarter. We've been scoreless since the break. And the receiver was blanketed by Meyer, still makes the catch for a short pickup.
The leading stopper for this Bearcat defense, Ryan Meyer, had 11 tackles last week against Lincoln North Star. Great cover guy, too. You saw it right there.
That was Caprice Keith with the reception. And Andy Keith comes from pretty good stock. His dad played in the NFL with Peyton Manning for the Indianapolis Colts back in the day, so that's not bad knowledge to be able to draw from.
Yeah, not bad.
Kitten Keith. In on. They needed 4, and that's a pickup. Or no, was it incomplete? Excuse me. No, he caught it, and that's a 1st down.
Yeah, he caught it. Needed 4, got 5 or 6. I mean, it's just a down and out, but everything's on time, and you really got to kind of play with the pace because you can't stand back there too long because this Kearney defensive front will get there. They are really good at applying pressure. Ooh.
And that's a collision, and when there's a collision like that, it's usually Sawyer Schilke somewhere in the proximity of it.
Yeah, big recruiting weekend for the Nebraska Huskers. You know, this weekend's their opening home game against Northern Illinois, and of course, Sawyer Schilke is going to be down on the sideline with those would-be recruits. One of the guys that's invited to a home game. Huskers going to take a look at him, and you see why right there.
Well, of course, the offense has struggled, but that defense for Nebraska, there's something to it there, and I'm sure they would love to add a player like Schilke.
Oh, you mean a 6'3", 220-pound playmaker? Yeah.
Never hurts to have those guys around. There's another completion to Goodwater. That is his 10th reception. And he is 3 yards shy of 100.
And we knew guys like Ben Goodwater were going to have to step up with their two top options, 3- and 4-star recruit receivers being sidelined due to injury. I would say Goodwater has done just that thus far here tonight.
Design keeper for Kalen. Gets back to, or close to the line to gain, pickup of 2.
That's enough to pick up a first down. They move the sticks once again. Boy, we don't really talk about, Kalen as a running quarterback, but he's done a really nice job picking up yardage with his legs here tonight. Most notably, that 4th and 1 goal line touchdown.
The lone touchdown tonight thus far. We're now under a minute to play in the third. Keith motions. Kalen throws it across the middle. It's picked.
He might house it.
Real estate in front of him. And a big-time INT for the Bearcats comes courtesy of Caleb Larson.
Larson doing a fantastic job playing center field, stepping in front of the pass. And that's what can happen when you can apply pressure with just 4 down linemen. You can have an extra guy back there surveying the field. Larson doing a great job just scanning, playing the quarterback, stepping in front, and then getting a healthy return on it. Let's see if this ignites this Kearney Bearcat offense.
And it sets them up in Bell West territory. They'll start on the 39. And this Kearney crowd that's jam-packed at Ron and Carroll Cope Stadium. It was kind of in a lull, Andy. You felt the jolt go through the crowd after that play.
You really did. And that was a nifty little play there by Novacek, drawing a defender in and then kind of tossing it out to his running back. We do have a player down, though. And you mentioned the lone touchdown. I look at the scoreboard, and it just doesn't seem right, does it? You have Kearney, who's just putting it on teams so far this season, 41 points and 35 in their first 3 games. And then I don't care what Bellevue West team you're talking about. They fill up the cup. They score a lot of points, but here we are, a defensive struggle, 7-6, with the T-Birds on top.
And this looks like Xander Ruling, who appears to be cramping up. He is one of those playmakers for the Bearcats. Receiver DB. Good to see he's able to hop back up quickly to his feet.
It's been a hard-hitting affair out there, no doubt. He might have just had the win momentarily knocked out of him as, he just delivered one of those blows from the defensive end to an offensive player of Bellevue West, kind of coming full circle there.
The clock is running. There will have to be one more snap. Difference between the game clock and play clock. We have a flag here.
When this has really been the Achilles heel for the Bearcats. Self-inflicted wounds on offense. False starts, too many men in the huddle. We've seen a little bit of everything here tonight. take your pick on that one. Multiple guys in motion. Too many guys lined up on the line. However you want to slice it, it's a 5-yard loss for the Bearcats.
And so that does allow the clock to wind down. A scoreless third quarter leaves it at a 7-6 ball game. Number 7 Bell West leading number 3 Kearney here on News Channel Nebraska. Stay with us the fourth quarter when we return.
Whether we're talking commercial or residential plumbing, Lamel Plumbing is the place you call. Lamel provides 24-hour emergency service as well. Call them if you get in a tight spot. And as for their retail items, well, you got to check out some of their faucets, some of their kitchen items, and some of their bathroom items like their Onyx showers. And hey, say you've got a digging job, you call Lamel Plumbing for that too. They've added a full-time crew for you, doing backhoe, trenching, and sewer work. Take that digging job off your list and have Lamel do it for you. That's Lamel Plumbing in Beatrice, now at their new location on North 7th Street in Beatrice.
Welcome back here to Ron and Carol Cope Stadium in Kearney. You are watching Friday Night Lights High School Football on News Channel Nebraska. Brandon Axman, Andy Klassen with you. 1 point separates these top 10 teams in Class A, and there's 12 minutes to get this thing sorted out. And Novacek unable to connect with Randolph. So we are officially in this fourth quarter. Brought to you by Visit Lincoln. See and experience all that Lincoln has to offer. Discover more at lincoln.org. You mentioned it, Andy, uncharacteristically and unexpectedly a defensive slugfest between these two teams here tonight. 3rd and 11. Novacek on the run, and he completes the pass.
That was a gutsy reception there by that receiver. Who's that, number 99, Ian Piper. Knew he was going to take a lick at the end of this one. Kept his concentration, hauled it in, completed the catch. First down, Bearcats. And yeah, you mentioned the score, 7-6. Yeah, that kind of rate. I think that speaks volumes to these two defensive coaching staffs putting together some stellar stuff throughout this week in their preparation.
And that was a big pickup on 3rd down. Not much there for Randolph. 1 yard gain.
Yeah, because this offense, I mean, it's been rolling for Kearney so far this year. Griffin Novacek, probably one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in the state, but he's kind of been held within check here tonight by Bellevue West.
Novacek with time. He steps into this one, drops it into the breadbasket. Touchdown, Kearney. Novacek to Carter Lee, a 25-yard strike.
Carter Lee, one of his favorite targets, a fellow senior, doing an excellent job, not breaking off his route, just trusting where the ball placement's going to be, continues with it, doesn't short arm it, gets those feet in there. What a pass and catch. Bearcats back on top.
Carter Lee's first touchdown of the season. It could be an extremely big one.
Going to hear something from the officials here. They're going to decline a penalty here from Bellevue West. Yeah, good decision there. Decline that, take the score.
And Gav Kratzel will look to make this a 6-point affair. And he does just that. Kearney 13, Bellevue West 7, 11:06 to play here at Ron and Carol Cope Stadium. You're watching high school football on News Channel Nebraska.
Some jobs are hard work, but it's often the hardest jobs that are the most important. NPPD. Powering our state. Empowering your life. When what you do makes a vast impact on the state and its communities, there's nothing better. NPPD. Powering our state. Empowering your life.
Welcome back, and Andy, we need to see this one again.
Just perfect touch on that. Novacek, such a big, powerful kid. Great on his legs, tough runner, tough guy to bring down. But you see why he's called or named one of the best dual threat quarterbacks in Class A, because of the touch he can put on those type of passes, dropping it right in the bucket, as you said.
And so the penalty on that PAT will see Kearney kicking this off from the Bell West 45. And Kearney just kicking it through the end zone, touchback Bellevue West, but what a play by the quarterback Novacek to Carter Lee. Kearney now with the momentum, leading by 6.
Yeah, and Carter Lee's not the biggest guy out there, listed at 5'10", 159, but he's a heck of a route runner and he's got really good speed getting that step behind the defender in the back of the end zone.
Handoff on first down. Goff corralled. They'll give him 2 before his progress was stopped.
Multiple white helmets flowing to the football there. Big collisions just beyond the line of scrimmage. And I think you can point to the defense coming away with that interception. That kind of, kick-started the offense, or kick-started the energized the sideline, and you saw that momentum bleed over to the offense, capitalizing on a touchdown on the very next drive.
And that screen pass dropped.
I think that's Green with the drop out there. Might have took off before he hauled it in. Tough game for Jermaine Green thus far.
And a big third down here. Bellevue West obviously not wanting to go 3 and out. Down 6. Kalen being chased from behind by Schilke. Throws it across his body. Has his receiver. And it's hauled in by Goodwater for a huge gain.
And I just felt like you better figure out where Goodwater's at if you're a Kearney defender, because that's what Kalen's been going to time and time again in all the key big spots. And how about the drag route all the way across the field, and the arm talent from Daniel Kalen, thrown against his body, running left, throwing right, puts it on a dime.
46-yard pitch and catch. That is the biggest reception of the game, and it sends Goodwater over the century mark. 11 receptions, 143 yards, and he's going up top again. This time it's incomplete.
Yeah, Bellevue West, they're not shy. They'll take their shots on early downs, and we have another Bearcat down. Oh boy, and that might be Sawyer Schilke.
Again, it appears to look like it's a cramp. Training staff out there stretching him out. Always see a lot of these at the start of the season, weeks 1 and 2, and they kind of get fewer and further between as the season progresses. But, if you're a guy that's flying around all game long, it doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees, 70 degrees, 50 degrees, those cramps are going to come.
Yeah, you're exactly right. He's one of those max effort type of guys, but in this spot, it's going to give this Bellevue West time to talk things over, a free timeout, but it also gives your defense a little bit of a breather. Most importantly, Schilke's not going to be on the field the very next play.
And so he's back on his feet. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. 13-7 your score, high school sports in this game, specifically presented by Ashley Furniture. Visit your local Ashley store or go to ashley.com. This game is also presented by Tom Dinsdale Automotive, delivering great deals, outstanding service, and supporting a wide variety of community causes. Check them out at dinsdaleauto.com. Kalen right up the gut. And those are some hard-earned yards. It'll bring up 3rd and short.
And he's called his own number a number of times here tonight with that quarterback draw. That time picking up, like you mentioned, good yardage, tough yardage. Bringing up a 3rd and short, though, 3rd and 2.
8 yards on that carry. Meyer made the tackle for the Bearcats.
And that's where you see the discipline from Bellevue West, was staying with the ground game, not just becoming one-dimensional, looking to move the ball through the air.
You have Anderson motioning across, handoff to Goff. It'll be close.
Might be a little short. Don't have the best angle here, looking at the line judge.
He is, in fact, short. 4th and 1.
And Bellevue West has been going for it on 4th down from the very beginning. We saw a couple of 4th down conversions in that first quarter.
Kearney fans here raising to their feet. Goff gets the handoff, and it's enough.
Wow.
Nice pickup. He gets about 9.
More than enough. Once he was able to burst through that initial wave of defenders, yeah, kept those legs churning. Tacked on an extra 5-6 yards. Thunderbirds in the red zone now.
Eight minutes and change. Bell West looking to answer Kearney's score on the previous possession. Goff shedding Bearcat after Bearcat, but unfortunately there's 11 blue jerseys and they finally bring him down.
Pretty special running back, as you mentioned. That should have been a tackle for a loss of 4 or 5 yards, but he's able to nearly get back to the line of scrimmage. And that was just good pursuit really across the line from that defense. Everyone rallying up, coming to the ball.
There's the little swing pass. I believe that's Anderson. Picks up about 4.
And Anderson was able to make that first guy miss, but once again, really good pursuit out on the edge, limiting the yardage, giving up on a little bit of a swing pass look. Bringing up another 3rd down, 3rd and 7.
Bellevue West needing 6. Kalen hits his receiver on the out route. That's Goodwater. There's a 6-yard pickup and a 1st down.
Goodwater knew exactly where he needed to break off his route. Let's take a look at it at the BCH instant replay here. Another down and out where Kalen's moving the pocket, rolling right, throwing right to his number 1 target here. How many receptions does Goodwater have? Like 20, 25 receptions?
12 officially, 151 yards. Kalen looking to find the end zone for the 2nd time. He's just short.
Oh, he was right there.
Tackle for Kearney, led by Baker Bertrand.
Baker Bertrand with the touchdown saving tackle.
And you can just kind of feel it that Daniel Kalen knows there's more on his plate here tonight with a couple of his top options, top receivers down, taking a few more measures into his own hands, turning himself into more of a running quarterback here tonight.
2nd and goal from the 1. Kalen, he's met and stopped short.
Boy, he is paying the price, isn't he? I mean, he was stood up at the line of scrimmage, and he had additional defenders come in, help drive him back.
And then you saw
Schilke.
Them ripping the ball at the end too, Schilke and Meyer. Well, here we go, 3rd and 1. It's the same play.
Ouch.
And this time, Kalen is in there. His 2nd of the night, and Kearney has allowed the score to go in. We are tied 13-13.
Well, I see an offensive lineman. Looks like he's under a little distress there. Elijah Gadier. No. Kuzman. Jeffrey Kuzman's down. But wow. What a back and forth game here. All knotted up at 13. PAT, or 2-point conversion, on the way. And what a collision once again at the line of scrimmage right in front of the goal line. But that time, Daniel Kalen was not going to be denied. Fights his way through, punches one in to tie things up. That's good to see offensive linemen able to trot off the field here. Bellevue West.
.535 to go. This to give Bell West the lead. It's in. 14-13. Thunderbirds. Under 6 to play here in Kearney. Don't touch that dial. We have a good one here on News Channel Nebraska.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
Partner in your everyday since 1975. Woodhouse.
.535 to go. Number 7 Bellevue West back on top of number 3 Kearney by 1. We mentioned the fact that it was a defensive slugfest. These teams just copying one another, Andy. You punt? Okay, I'll punt. You'll have a 3 and out? I'll have a 3 and out. Oh, you score? Guess we'll have to score. And that's where we're at here in the 4th quarter.
Really has been a couple of teams matching each other, and it just kind of felt like after Kearney put together an offensive drive coming off a turnover created by their defense, Bellevue West was going to have to find something, and find something they did. Daniel Kalen capping off a really nice drive, punching one in, 1 yard out, another touchdown run by the Husker recruit.
Novacek hitting Carter Lee. He had the 25-yard touchdown the last time Kearney had the ball. And he slashes his way for a big gain of 20 plus.
And Carter Lee cutting through the defense, making a couple of nifty moves his way across the field. Did you see the arm angle that Novacek had to deliver this ball with? Kind of dipped down a little bit to his right, getting around a defender. Impressive throw and catch for this Bearcat offense.
So Carter Lee did not have a reception this game until that touchdown. Now he is 2 for 45 yards. Pitch to Randolph here. He lowers his shoulder and is pushed out right at midfield.
And this Bearcat offense, they have some speed out there. You saw it right there with Randolph, Carter Lee. You saw it on the touchdown reception, but also that last reception where he was able to beat his guy off the line, then cut across the field, make a couple guys miss. That's one of those differentiating factors that, they got a good offense. Well, no, we got a great offense because we also have speed after we get that reception or after the toss play or handoff.
Be sure to stay tuned for our coach's post-game interview brought to you by Sarpy County Tourism. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com. We'll be talking to the winning coach. Whether it's Cool or Huffman, we'll find out. And that was a long throw, and that's going to be defensive pass interference. LaGrone was the intended target.
It might have been Keith that ran into the offensive player. A little underthrown here, so the receiver had to try and stop or hesitate, come back to the ball. That's when the defender ran into the receiver. That's just a tough spot where, as a defender, if you get beat or the receiver's behind you, you don't really have a lot of time to look back and locate. You're just trying to get back to your guy in coverage.
So Kearney now with the ball on the 34. Hand off to Randolph. He is stuck.
C.J. Goff, I think, with the stick right there, as you mentioned.
Macklin Kennedy is well wrapping up. A reminder that we'll be talking to Coach Cool or Coach Huffman as a part of our Sarpy County Tourism Coaches post-game interview. Whoever comes out on top of this one, as it's been a great game. And we have the flag pre-snap.
Novacek going to the hard count there. Got the defensive line to bite. Free 5 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and 2 rather than 2nd and 7.
Four minutes and change remaining.
Multiple substitutions here for the Bearcat offense after the penalty yardage is applied.
And Schilke gets the misdirection on the handoff. Stiff arms a defender before he's pushed out of bounds.
He's one of those ball carriers that's kind of looking for the collision at the end of the run. And you can just kind of feel it. Kearney's been holding on to these plays until the fourth quarter. The hard count, the counter, the reverse plays. And here they come again within the 20-yard line, knocking on the door.
And now if you're Kearney, you're sort of playing the chess match of eating up as much clock as you can. You obviously want to score. You have a field goal kicker who's put it in twice from 40 and 42 yards respectively. And Novacek will keep this one. Picks up 2.
Yeah, you're right there, Brandon. You got to keep your field goal kicker in mind, so you don't want to get too aggressive here or put the ball in harm's way, but you still got to have faith in your offensive unit. And as far as the clock goes, just give me the points. I got to get up. I got to have faith in my defense. They played very well holding this, T-Bird offense to only 14 points here. I'm thinking the score the ball at any cost, at any time, might be the the thought process of the offensive coaches here for Kearney.
You're now under 3 minutes to go, 2nd down and 8.
Ooh.
And that is another big hit. Connor Jesus.
Jesus, the 185-pound senior. My goodness. Seen some collisions throughout the night here at Cope Stadium.
There he was colliding with Novacek. No gain on the play. Clock continuing to wind down. Under 2.5 to go.
Does make you think, well, Bellevue West think about burning a defensive timeout to try and save some clock here.
Pitch to Randolph. He's upfield, still churning. He's going to be about 2 yards short of the first.
Oh boy. Big 4th down here. You mentioned the field goal kicker and what he's been able to do thus far here tonight for Kearney. I might go to him here, take the lead, kick the ball off with under 2 minutes.
Well, and
this is where Bellevue West could also use a timeout.
Yeah, then they're not. They're letting it run. And the field goal kicker, Kronsel, is coming out for what would be his 3rd attempt of the night. He's 2 for 2 thus far. Hit one from 40 in the first quarter. Hit one from 42 in the second. And now, Kearney taking a timeout, it looks like. Timeout Bearcats.
You're not going to ice our kicker. We are.
Do not go anywhere. 1:27 to play. 4th and 2 when we return here on News Channel Nebraska.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Currency. Visit GoCurrency.com for details. By Central Nebraska Orthopedics, dedicated to the motion of life. And by Region 4 Behavioral Health, quality mental health and substance abuse services.
At first, I was really nervous and intimidated to buy a ring.
My experience at Starter Heyman was very easy. I felt like I walked out with the ring that was going to make her go wow and say yes.
I love my ring. It is so beautiful.
I get compliments on it all the time. I always tell them Starter Heyman. I love it.
Yeah, we would definitely recommend Starter Heyman.
We're definitely coming back in the future.
We have a wedding band to buy. So.
We do, yes. The wedding bands. We'll be back for that.
Starter Heyman Jewelers, downtown 12th and O, South Point Pavilions, and Grand Island.
And the field goal is good. Kearney takes the lead.
I think it was the right call. Obviously, I was thinking, we've seen a guy make a couple field goals from deep earlier in this game. You drove the ball all the way down the field, come up a couple yards short on 4th down. Why not just take the lead with just 1:23 left? You got a sure-footed kicker. You got a lot of faith in Jake Krotzel. He puts it through the upright for you. Once again, 2-point lead under 2 minutes. Bellevue West, Kearney Bearcats. Where have I seen this before?
Not in the last couple of years, right?
Oh my goodness.
Far from over, though, is this one. 1:23 to go. Bellevue West with 2 timeouts.
And Kearney, obviously, Coach Huffman wanted to use that timeout to make sure he had his protection right, because we had seen Bellevue West get pretty close to a couple that one PAT and a couple of field goals. I like that timeout there. It wasn't to, put any more pressure on your own kicker. It was to make sure the protection was right up front.
Touchback, Bell West.
So no time rolls off the clock here for Bellevue West, and this is more than enough time for this Thunderbird high-octane offense to operate with. As we mentioned, how they closed out the first half. Their normal offense, they play with pace, they play with tempo. But oh boy, is this home crowd getting loud. Everyone to their feet right now wearing blue.
It all comes down to this. Number 7, Bell West. Number 3, Kearney. Schilke applying pressure. Kalen steps up and the ball is dropped.
Might have been Green. That guy's just had a tough night, you know. Everybody goes through it here and there. Clock does stop though with the incomplete pass.
Kalen right up the middle, 9 yards. Clock will continue to run.
Bellevue West still has 2 timeouts to work with, and that's a design run once again for the quarterback, and that's to keep those linebackers in, keep them honest. That'll open up passing lanes later on here. That's the hope anyway.
And there's a lane right there. That was Anderson with the catch.
So right after the quarterback draw that sucks the linebackers up, he sneaks a pass over top of him the very next play. Excellent back-to-back play design there in the clutch for the Thunderbirds.
There's a quick out to Goodwater. It's about gain of 2.
This is where Kearney might want to just shade 2 guys over 1-5. Ben Goodwater has filled up the stat sheet and then some here tonight. Going with the Tampa 2 look. 2 safeties over the top. Corners playing off, playing a little deep. Don't allow anything to get behind them.
And Kalen's hit as he throws. That was Schilke and also Baker Bertrand who got to him.
See, that's almost unfair where you can line up all those guys deep, play soft coverage, nothing pressing, and those 4 down linemen can apply pressure like that.
Third down and 8. 30 seconds to play. Kalen has his receiver.
Might have skipped in there.
And they're saying it's a catch. Goodwater with the catch. Clock still running. And now a timeout taken, so 5 or 6 seconds ran off the clock before the timeout was actually called.
Well, I think there was a question there as to whether he caught it or not. Let's get another look at it, but you're exactly right. Too much time run off the clock after the ball didn't find its way out of bounds.
You be the judge.
Yeah, might have skipped on the turf there just a little bit, but Ben Goodwater doing a nice job selling it, getting the ball up into his hands.
And so if you're Bill West too, you have limited amount of time, limited turnovers, but you also still have to make sure you pick up the first down.
Yeah, a lot of things at play here for Bellevue West, and that might be the first thing they look to do here is run some type of draw, toss play, get a quick 5 or 6 yards, move the sticks, call timeout, then work something vertical, get something down towards the end zone on the play after picking up this first.
And it's intercepted.
Nope.
Not intercepted, but incomplete. It's the same outcome. Kearney's going to come out of here with the victory.
Wow, what a play. Yeah, the young man defender wanted the INT, but the results stay the same. The Bearcats win another thriller over Bellevue West. Just what a game from start to finish. Back and forth. What more could you ask for?
A lot of happy fans here at Ron and Carroll Cope Stadium. The Bearcats will remain undefeated. What a game.
Really can't say enough about both of these defensive units. I mean, both of these offenses were kind of on fire. Well, Bellevue West, they're kind of been bitten by the injury bug, but Kearney, man, they've been churning out the yards, piling up the points throughout this, early this season. And Bellevue West, they came in and played a spirited game defensively. Tip your cap to the Thunderbirds and their defensive especially, playing tough here on the road.
Victory formation for the Bearcats. Your final, Kearney 16, Bellevue West 14. Kearney a perfect 4-0. Don't go anywhere. We're going to catch our breath. We're going to talk to Coach Cool. We'll talk to our Nebraska Orthopedic Center player of the game. We have the top plays all coming up. Number 3, Kearney. Downs number 7, Bell West 16-14.
Women have a 1 in 8 chance for developing breast cancer. Early detection makes a difference. Beatrice Community Hospital's Imaging Center can help with the latest technology, from screening with 3D mammography, breast MRI, breast ultrasound, and breast biopsy. All services conveniently located in the BCH's Imaging Center. Schedule your screening today. Incredible care, incredibly close.
Order your dream vehicle today with no money down. If you don't love it when it arrives, leave it with absolutely no obligation. We are professional grade at Central Nebraska's premier GM dealer, Midway Chevrolet Buick GMC in Kearney, or thinkmidway.com/GM.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Midway Auto. For your next vehicle, go to thinkmidway.com, and by Nutrien. For healthier crops and stronger yields, count on Nutrien Ag Solutions.
The air inside your home can be 2 to 5 times more polluted than outside air. John Henry's priority is keeping your home safe and healthy for you and your family. Cleaning your home's air duct system is an important part of that goal. Our service professionals will clean your air ducts using top-of-the-line equipment that pulls air in reverse through the duct system, while using compressed air and agitation tools to remove unwanted particles. Once the air is discharged, it runs through 3 stages of filtration, leaving your air duct system restored and functioning cleaner than ever. Contact John Henry's today and schedule your steps to a healthier home.
Champions are crowned each year in Lincoln. All of us at Visit Lincoln welcome the athletes, families, and fans from across Nebraska to our community. When the final whistle blows and the game ends, make sure to discover how Lincoln can make your stay even more memorable. Stop by the Visitor Center at 7th and P in the Haymarket, or visit us on the web at lincoln.org. Visit Lincoln is a proud supporter of high school athletics.
At Zollner Ford, come and see our great selection of new Ford vehicles. Whether you're looking to buy new or you need a car serviced, it's our pleasure to assist you. Our online website makes shopping even easier. Browse our massive inventory of vehicles or schedule your next maintenance appointment. We even offer drop-off and pickup services. Stop by today or visit us online at zollnerofbeatrice.com.
Fuel your journey by starting at a Speedy Mart store near you. From the small communities in Nebraska to the larger cities, the staff at Speedy Marts are ready to serve you with food, fuel, and rewards. Save 5 cents per gallon with the Fuel Your Journey fill up plus additional bonus savings. Download the app for mobile pay, offering customers the highest quality branded food and treats, fresh, ready, and convenient. Check out SpeedyMart.com for locations and job opportunities.
And welcome back to Cope Stadium here in Kearney, Nebraska, where the Bearcats knock off the high-flying Thunderbirds. Coach Cool, what are your initial thoughts?
You know what an exciting football game. Our kids played their hearts out tonight, and we talk about being built for 4 quarters. You just can't play 2 quarters or 3 quarters. You got to play 4 quarters against the top echelon of Class A, and I thought our kids did a great job of staying with it. We were consistent most of the night, consistently bad in some parts and consistently good in some other parts. But at the end of the day, this is a terrific victory for our team, and congratulations. Take my hat off to our players on how hard they played tonight.
And what does this also say about your team? Because your offense has been spinning like a top scoring, 41 points, 41 and 35. You found a different way to win here tonight, kind of a defensive battle.
Yeah, no, they're giving us a different look than probably what we've been prepared for. I mean, they're still running their base defense, but they went a little bit more of a under front than they did an over front. At the end of the day, you got to make sure you get the kids in the right spot, and I don't think I did a very good job of doing that. So we'll back to the drawing board. We'll get better as the week goes on.
What is it about Bellevue West and you guys, when you guys square out with them, there's always drama?
You know what? When it comes to Bellevue West, they're one of the top teams in Class A. They had a lot of press coming into this football season, and our kids marked that as one of their games that they wanted to compete with. We had an opportunity to play them at Foster Field. At the end of the day, our kids like playing here at home. We got the fans behind us. We got the rowdies behind us. A great atmosphere for high school football.
It really was a great atmosphere and a great win for you guys. Highly ranked team now. Moving forward, what does a win like this do for you guys as you look at the second half of the season?
You're trying to organize things in the non-district schedule to get ready for districts. So our district competition starts next week, and we'll take it. We'll enjoy this victory. We'll enjoy homecoming weekend, and then we'll get ready for North Platte come Monday.
Real quick, what can you tell me about tonight's player of the game, Jay Krotzel? You talked to us about special teams out. It's a big part of this team. 3 field goals, including the game winner for the young man.
And those were right down the middle. There's nothing better than having him on your sideline. He'll tell you here in a little bit that I don't think he made a field goal at all yesterday. And I knew he was due here tonight. So we got great confidence in him. Special player and a great kicker in our program.
Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations. All right, let's bring in our player of the game, Jay Krotzel. Not 1, not 2, 3 made field goals, including the game winner. Take us back there, because you guys called a timeout. You know, usually the opposite team calls a timeout. What was said there?
I went over to the net and kicked, but we were running out of time, so we just had to call a timeout. But it kind of iced me, but it ended up working out. So,
what was your mindset there? Because there's only a minute, 23 left in the game. You guys were down 13-14. You knew it was all on your shoulders.
I've struggled kicking, but I just knew I needed to put that one through, and the 2 before that kind of gave me some confidence to make that one for the team. So.
Coach Cool talked to us throughout the week saying one of the strengths of this team is the special teams. What does that mean to you, being the primary kicker? You do place kicking, you do the punts, and being such a part of such a big win here.
I love it. It feels great, and all the kids they hype me up and they cheer me on, and I love it. It's fun.
Coach Cool said this was a red-letter game for you guys. You circled this during the offseason saying you wanted to get the Thunderbirds at home. What does it feel like now that you did?
It feels great. Like during the season, this is the game we look forward to come and play them. So it feels great to pull out the win and have me being a big part of it.
I'm sure it feels great. But what does this type of a win do for you guys, your confidence moving through the rest of the schedule here?
I think it really boosts our confidence, but we're still going to work hard and grind and make sure we're ready for the next team we play. So,
Jason, thank you for your time. Congratulations on that game-winning field goal.
Thank you.
All right, Brandon, let's send it up to you back up in the booth to wrap this one up.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto. Celebrating 20 years, Tom Dinsdale Auto is proud to be community-driven. And by News Channel Nebraska. Check us out on Twitter at NCN Sports.
It all started long ago, with cattle in mind, and it's still the major focus today of Powder River Livestock Handling Equipment and your friends at Valley Vet Supply in Marysville. They want to provide you with the best equipment. That's why they sell Powder River. It truly does stand the test of time. Powder River is a name you can trust. From cattle handling systems to gates and feeders, Powder River makes equipment for life. Come see for yourself at Valley Vet Supply on Highway 36 in Marysville.
Let your next adventure take flight in Sarpy County, Nebraska for some high-flying fun. Legendary family adventures, out-of-this-world shopping, star-studded evenings, and award-winning experiences. Our flights are never canceled. Stay, play, and plan your getaway at GoSarpy.com.
NCN Sports is brought to you by Western Oil, your first and last stop to and from the game. By USafe Pharmacy, dedicated to the well-being of all our customers. And by Zollner Ford Lincoln, proud to be your local Ford and Lincoln dealer.
For over 40 years, Claybaugh Pharmacy has been your trusted, family-owned, full-service pharmacy. We provide traditional medical options, medical equipment, immunizations, and over-the-counter products. We take pride in going above and beyond to improve the health of our community. And to ensure you have a seamless experience, manage your profile and refills with a touch of the finger from home. Claybaugh Pharmacy in downtown Beatrice, your hometown family-owned pharmacy.
And welcome back here to Kearney, wrapping things up. The Bearcats with a 16-14 victory on homecoming night. It'll be one that the Bearcats remember. Special thanks to Coach Kuhl being our Sarpy County Tourism Coach's post-game interview, and also thanks and congratulations to Jake Kronsel. What a game for him as our Nebraska Orthopedic Center Player of the Game. Nebraska Orthopedic Center is your healing destination. Taking a look at our top plays, brought to you by Currency and Tom Dinsdale Auto. We had a good one on Friday night. Top 10 Class A foes colliding. Number 3 in undefeated Kearney taking on the perennial power from the Metro, number 7 Bell West. Thunderbirds messed up with a fumble on their opening drive, and Kearney capitalized. There was a 40-yard field goal by Jake Kronsel, making it 3-0. It would be 3-0 after one, but Daniel Kalin, the Husker commit, punches it in early on in the second quarter to give the Thunderbirds a 7-3 lead, and there you go again. Kronsel, this time from 42 yards out, late in the second quarter, makes it 7-6. That would be your score at halftime. Thunderbirds with the lead going into the break. Now, Daniel Kalin picked off mid-third quarter. It's intercepted by Caleb Larson. Kearney's offense had been sputtering, unable to find the end zone for the first 2.5 quarters, but that pick would change things. It's 7-6 heading to the fourth. Shortly thereafter, though, Griffin Novacek connects with Carter Lee. Lee's first reception of the game, it's a 25-yard touchdown. It's 13-7 Bearcats early in the fourth. Bellevue West comes down the field and answers right back. Kalin punches it in for the second time to make it 14-13. Fast forward to the final 90 seconds of the game, and Kearney kicks a 30-yard field goal. It's Kronsel again. Game on the line. It puts the Bearcats up by 2. 16-14 Kearney off of Kronsel's third field goal of the game, and it would be sealed on an incomplete pass on fourth down. Kronsel a perfect 3 for 3 on field goals, including the game winner. The Bearcats come out on top 16-14, and they once again take down the Thunderbirds, who drop to 2-3 on the season. Kearney improves to 4-0. Again, those are your top plays brought to you by Currency. Does your business need help financing big-ticket items? Currency is here to help. Visit gocurrency.com for details. Also, the top plays brought to you by Tom Dinsdale Auto, Grand Island's premier dealership. That will do it for our coverage here tonight in Kearney. As mentioned earlier in the broadcast, News Channel Nebraska and our crew, we are going nowhere. We're not even taking down the cables for our cameras tonight because we have UNK football coming up tomorrow at noon. They are taking on and hosting Missouri Southern, so be sure to tune in for that game, watching the Lopers play. Noon kickoff, we're live at 11:45. And if you're just a huge football fan, great news, because that UNK game is the first game of our college football doubleheader on News Channel Nebraska Saturday. UNK gets us started off. We then will be in Wayne, Nebraska for the nightcap at 6 o'clock, 5:50 live, as Wayne State will be hosting Southwest Minnesota State. So News Channel Nebraska has you covered for college football tomorrow as well. And as always, you can follow us on Twitter at NCN Sports so that you can know which games we'll be covering next week and throughout the entire season. I mentioned the fact that we have the college football on Saturday. look ahead at what we're covering next week. On Thursday, it's Columbus at Lincoln East. On Friday, we'll be in Hastings when they host Lexington. And we have a whole lot more football coming throughout the rest of the season. So a special thanks to our terrific camera crew, producers, and director, Tyler Lechner in the truck alongside Danny Alvarado, our amazing camera operators, graphics, and 3-play operators. For Andy Klassen, I'm Brandon Axamit. We will see you tomorrow at noon for UNK football on NCN.